Alrighty, and we're live. Just going to message the Discord. Perfect. Alright, so in today's stream, we're going to be working on finishing this Battleship app. So what I hope to accomplish today is drag and drop ships. So basically the ability to have ships on the side. I think I'm actually going to put them on the bottom though for mine and drag them onto the board. Right? So that's, I think, what we're going to try and accomplish. And I think I'm going to do that for the most part in the game object. The game object is going to handle the this behavior. I think that makes sense. So I'm not going to overcomplicate it with, you know, too many objects or anything like that. So all right, so let's get going. We have a div for the ship selector, which will be kind of like this over here. We actually have to get ships that are draggable within that. So we can do we have to initialize the ship selector. So we'll do that as well. So we'll get a variable. Actually, should this be a separate class? You know what? I'll keep it within this class for now. And if I want to do something different, then I can figure that out later. Let me see. Wait, formatting. On save. Don't want to do that. Okay. So we can say dot query selector ship select, and then this should be as an HTML div elements. So we can do I guess we can do this in the init game. So we kind of have, the other thing I want to open too is I have a free form, that's what it's called, display. Kind of want to like minimize that. Basically of like the order that things will happen in the game. So we have game setup, game init maybe. So we'll have 3 game phases. So we also need a state manager for the game. So there's the game setup, game playing, and game end, I think. So we'll do export enum game state as game set or game setup, and then game playing, and then game end. Do private game state equals game state dot game setup. I think that's fine. we create our ship. I'm going to probably get the Battleship back here. There we go. Okay, so we create our ship. Actually, we'll leave this as game state. We'll say this dot game state. This game state. So actually, I probably don't need the game underscore here. I'm gonna leave this like this for now. And the other object I have is a ship display object, which has its own ship. And then this object will be used for the actual div that we click and drag around. So it'll have its own logic, right? So we'll test it with a size. I don't know, size 3 ship, I guess. The other thing we need to do is we need to refactor the ship to take, to allow X and Y coordinates to be undefined. So not assignable to this dot coordinate. Oh. Where's the typing of coordinate? Ship.x. Oh, because of this. That should be fine. Oh, do I need to... No, the... I wonder if I just delete this, whether that'll fix it. No. Because I know that's generated here. Declare class ship element ship. I guess getters can't be undefined, maybe? It could be it. I guess it can. Yeah, so we set our X and Y coordinates here. Be coordinate or undefined, coordinate or undefined. Coordinate or undefined is not assignable to type coordinate. But ship.x is... undefined. So I don't know why that doesn't fix it. Maybe I'll restart the TypeScript server. Whoops. Yeah, weird. Maybe because this needs to be undefined? Ah, that's why. Okay, that's it. What's the problem here? Oh, because this. Okay. Good. Now I need to check for that in the game board, whether or not... Yeah, okay. So what we'll do is we'll say if ship.x is undefined or ship.y is undefined, then return early or continue. Okay, that should be fine. Ah, here we go. We'll do that here as well. Is valid is buffer around ship, update board. Yeah, okay. So it only updates the position if ship.x and ship.y are defined. Right? So now we should be good. So now even if we do define a ship, right? Like even if we do define a ship, so we say this dot, or yeah, this dot player, human player, dot create ship, say 3 undefined, 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 or undefined, sure. Okay, so defaults the position to 0, y. Ship orientation dot horizontal, okay. So default position 0, still, which is interesting. Define y. Because I guarantee you these are undefined, right? Ah, they're being set to 0, 0 somewhere. Even if I pass undefined into the... Oh, it's probably within the no, not in the ship. Currently working on an innovation. I refactored a lot of it though. I'm just working on getting the game object prepared so that we can have a game state so that I can like drag ships onto the board. That's going to be today's stream. So this game object is going to manage like the overall game state and kind of puppeteer the game boards with the players, like the player objects which have game boards and a list of ships, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm working on. I'm just trying to make it so that the ships can be defined, like so you can create a ship but have its X and Y coordinates be undefined so that you can, so it won't actually appear on the board, but you can like drag it and then it'll get its X and Y will get assigned. Because I don't want it to have like a default X and Y at some position. Like I want the X and Y to be able to be undefined, or able to be undefined. But somewhere in here they're getting set to 0 still. Which I don't know where that's happening. Maybe in the player? Ah, yeah, this is it. Okay. It's the player code. I can actually probably do that up here instead of that. And I should probably refactor that for the game board too. Yeah. It's valid ship position. I can actually return here. Do an early return. Return false. Return false because the Boolean return is whether the valid ship position was successful or not. Actually, I should probably return. Yeah, no, actually that's fine. That's fine. Return false. And then this I can put up here as well. Right. And then still getting it to be 0, 0 though. Ship X or transform ship, create ship. Ah, here it is. This is where this is happening. Okay. That's where the values are getting set. There we go. All right, now they can be undefined. Perfect. Okay. I'm actually going to commit that. Allow ships to have okay. Nice. So now the ship is undefined, and then what I can do is I can create a ship at undefined, and then what I can do is I can say ship1 dot transform. All right, actually no, I have to do this through the human player. Human player dot transform ship. Ship1, and then we can move it to like 3,3 or something like that. And then so what should happen is the X and Y should be undefined, and then the ship should move to 3,3, which is here. Okay, and it didn't work. Why? Let's see. Oh, because I didn't. When I transform the ship, do I update the game board? Oh yeah, I do. And then when I update the board, I also update the display, which should be fine. Oh, but I wonder, I wonder if, oh no, that's fine. Game board cell, create element. Yeah, okay, I create the new game cells here, good. So they're still undefined even after transforming. Then we'll do this. Just want to see if this was, oh, it was false. Okay, so this, oh, because the, okay, because I see what's happening. So basically what we do is when we transform the ship, we check if the position's valid. Ship.x equals new x, new y, right? Is valid position ship. So, then, but this should pass. This should be fine. Because ship.x shouldn't be undefined. Is buffer around ship. Yo, how's it going, Mohammed? Yeah, so the early return must be here. Right? Yeah, so it's early returning, okay. Because ship.x and ship.y are still undefined. Even if I give them a new x and a new y. Is valid ship position. Ship.x is new. Not too much, Mohammed. Just getting the game ready for. We're gonna implement drag and dropping ships onto the game board, but there's a couple little cleanup things I have to do first. I'm trying to get it so that ships can have an undefined position. So that when you so the game board state, all the ships' positions are here, like they exist. The ships exist as objects, but their x and y's are undefined until you drag them onto the board. And then they become defined. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I'm just trying to figure out, there's a couple little kinks here. And then I think after this I can remerge back to main. Yeah, so this is obviously where this is happening. Or is this not even including? No, it should. Includes ship. Right? Ah, okay. Okay, so actually we're not even hitting this point. Okay, so we create a ship. This dot player is valid position. We push it on to this. And then we can honestly return this as an index. Maybe. Maybe that's what we'll do. We return the index and then access the index. This duct includes, yeah, determines whether an array includes a certain element. So I'm assuming this is returning false. So it's not seeing that our ship is actually in the player ships array, even though it is, right? Because if I console log player, this dot player dot player ships, then we should have, oh, that's actually not in there. Oh, shit. Interesting. New ship. Oh, and then do I have to actually, do I have to return? No, it returns the constructor. Or it returns the object, right? Yeah, okay, so it does. So new ship is a thing. This dot player ships dot push new ship. Oh, because it's not a valid position because it's undefined. That's what's happening. That's why. So an undefined should actually be true. Right? There we go. Okay, that's the problem. Okay. That might create issues for us later down the road, but for now that logic works. Okay. So there we go. So now we can create a ship in an undefined position and then move it to a valid position, and then it puts it onto the board. That's exactly what I wanted. Cool. And then now we just need to create our, so we have where is it? Elements. We have a ship select div, which will be below. And then we can basically, it'll be like a little area for us to drag ships. And I'm going to set that up within the game object, I think. I'm going to do worked on a React project and used some vanilla JS skills to handle closing modal window. Yeah, it's tricky, Mohammed? Like I find like things that seem obvious, like seem easy, At least this is what I've learned, is things that seem easy to implement are really not easy. Because there's a lot more edge cases than you expect, right? So... yeah. That's kind of what I've learned in my 44 days of web development, is things that seem like they're going to be easy to implement are not easy. Especially in like JavaScript, TypeScript. All right, let's do another session. So what I'm going to do now is, okay, so we have our ship, right? Which works. So what we want to do ideally is we want to create all of our ships that we're going to have, right? So we're going to have 1 length 4 ship, 2 length 3 ships, 3 length 2 ships, and then 4 length 1 ships, right? So let's do that. So we'll say, I don't know like what we could call them necessarily. I suppose it doesn't really matter. I could call it like ship 1. So like ship length 1, number 1 or something. Const ship 1 equals this dot human player dot create ship 1 undefined, and then ship orientation dot horizontal. Although, do I automatically set a ship constructor? I do. Okay, so it doesn't matter necessarily. No, I'll just leave it. Okay. So you have ship 1. So we'll say ships are named as ship underscore length underscore number. So let's do 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. And then there's probably a better way of doing this, by the way. But this is how I'm going to do it. I could even probably put this in its own function. Like I could honestly probably put this within, because the player is only ever going to have these ships, right? So I could probably honestly put these in, put this in the player, in the human player, right? Oops. Create player ships, and then we'll do this. And then we'll do this dot create ship. And I probably don't even need to access these variables either, do I? Maybe not. I'll take them out for now. Four length 1 ships. And then we'll do 3 length 2 ships. Whoops, 2, 2, 2. 3 length 2 ships. And then 2 length 3 ships. And then 1 length 4 ship. Right? Four, 3, 3. Good. So now and then we can do that. We can call initialize player ships. So So we'll do this dot human player dot create player ships. Although I can probably, because I'll have to create the computer ships as well. So I might actually put this inside of the player. We initialize player ships. Init player ships. And then this dot computer player dot init player ships. Because it's each player is going to have the same ships anyway. It's just about placing them, right? So then now what I need to do is I need to set up the display. Set up display for draggable ship objects or something like that. Oh, is that related to your issue, Mohammed? Like the one you were mentioning? Because you're right. There is a that is confusing. Because I'm gonna have to handle like, oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna have to handle like click and drag versus just click, right? Because if you just click the ship, it rotates it. So I don't know. It's kind of confusing. And then I also need a reset button as well. Probably. So, okay, so set up display for draggable ship objects. So I'm going to actually have those draggable ships. I also forgot to do this actually before. I need to merge the branches. Git merge. Refactor. Shit, where's the... I'm still learning Git here, guys. Bear with me. I'm gonna need to go back into... Is it here? No, maybe not. Where was the Git stuff? Because there was this with the merging. Maybe it's in the foundations somewhere. No, we didn't do any branching. Shit, where was the branching? Maybe it was in here. No, or is it the tic-tac-toe, maybe? Cannot remember. It was one of these projects, I recall. Was it not the library? Maybe not. Something with merging. I don't know. Just Okay, so I see git checkout main, and then git merge refactor. Wait, please commit your changes. Oh, okay, all right. Git commit. I'm gonna say that's a finished refactor. When I add an event listener, there's a third parameter about capturing phase. So if you set it to true, the event will be handled once. Oh, interesting. I honestly need to refresh on that, Mohammed. Git merge refactor. Okay, cool. There we go. Now I merged them together. Nice. And then git is there like a way to delete a branch? Delete branch. Git. Okay, cool. All right. There's our little Git 4a for today. So we need to set up the display for the draggable ships. So we have the container right here. So then we need to actually create ship display objects that have their own display, right? So we need to do that. We need to say display or show maybe. Update or show. I don't know what I'll call it. I could probably also just do this in the constructor. That's probably like a bad idea, maybe. I'll just do a ship display div, or no, display ship display draggable, or ship div maybe, is document, and this will be a HTML div element. Document.create. Actually, I'll make the font a little bigger for the folks viewing at home. Okay. .create element div, then ship div dot. Actually, I might make this a private ship div HTML div element. Right, and then we'll just say this. Oh, this stuff. Sorry. Hi. Streams have been slow lately, Caro. But that's okay. I'm not gonna let it discourage me. Dot class list or class name. Say a ship display. It's final season, yeah, true. True, you did mention. And then I need to have a getter for this, right? So I'll have a getter for get ship div. Or maybe just, you know, return this stuff. Right. Okay, so we have our getter. And then we can do, so we initialize the ship. So we'll say for ship const ship in this dot human player dot ships. Probably don't need to call them player ships actually, but I'll leave it for now. And I'll say constant ship display equals new ship display for the ship. Ship of, right? And then we'll say ship display, or wait, no. And then we'll do ship select div. I want to call this like ship draggable or something, maybe. Be like element. So we have our draggable. What language am I using? TypeScript. Dr. Panks. Okay, so let's see. So we have our draggable ship. I should probably rename all of these files to yeah, so I'll do that actually. Ship display dot to ship draggable dot ship. This should work. Ship display to ship draggable. Okay, maybe I'll just do each one. .d.ts to .d.ts. And then there's a d.ts.map. And there's also js.map. Okay. have to fix the deployment. Okay. Good. Of course, it like recreated all these. Should have killed the server. Okay, now I can reboot the server here. PM run dev. Okay, cannot resolve ship display.js in modules. Why? What's the problem? Game ship draggable. Oh, right. There we go. That's the problem. There we go. Okay, all that just for renaming a file. Gotta love it. And then we'll just put it on the. We'll get a div. So the div has. We need to get the cell sizes of these, I think, or something. So draggable ship is new ship draggable, and then we append it. So we'll say ship select div dot dot add append child draggable ship. What? Oh, draggable ship dot element, actually, of course. Okay, so now we should have all of the elements there, I think. Yeah, cool. We've got all of our display elements. Ship display, okay, good. Actually, I want to rename this to draggable. And then I should probably give it a dataset property that's the length of the ship, right? So I'll actually make these appear first in my CSS. So I'll say dot ship draggable, and we'll just say width equals 50 pixels. And then background color is like a blue. Okay, so there's our ships. At least they're showing up. Okay, so then within our content, we want the display or flex direction to be column, right? So now our ships are down here. Yeah, I'm using TypeScript, exactly. And then I want to like add maybe some padding to this, or not padding, but margin. Okay, so here's our ships. So we could probably like organize these better. What's the theme? What do you mean, what's the theme? Oh, you mean for my VS Code? VS Code theme? Okay, maybe 25 is a little better. Yeah, it's, let me check. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oops. Is it? I thought it was Command Shift K. Command Shift K. No, that just deletes. There's a way to get to the themes here. Get themes There's a shortcut, I just forget it. Control K. I see, okay. Command K, Command T. There it is. Okay. Atom 1 dark. That's what it's called. Atom 1 dark. Yo, Stuns, how's it going? We're getting stuff going, though. Thank you. We're getting the, what I'm working on right now is getting the ships to be draggable. So, like, we're working on this kind of thing where you can, like, drag the ships onto the board. And the ship, except the display for that's going to be below. So that's what I'm working on currently. I think it's going pretty well so far. Oh, nice, Stuns. Fun. I also play games with the girlfriend. I'm doing well though. It was a good week. I had a nice day off yesterday, which was good. I got a bit of a reset, and yeah. So I hope you're doing well. Yeah, it is an interesting project, Prakash. It's part of the Odin Project. So right now I'm doing the JavaScript course for the Odin Project to learn web development, and I'm doing the very last project, which is to make a Battleship clone, which is really fun. So that's currently what we're working on. I'm working on a Battleship clone. So specifically, yeah, as I mentioned, I'm doing making the draggable ship objects here. So yeah, I appreciate you, Prakash. You're really back end right now? Nice. I want to get into back end more eventually. Been on and off with the Odin Project in the last couple of weeks. Gonna get back on track with all this from today. Yeah, that's fair, Stones. It's honestly like I don't have much more bandwidth per week to do anything else other than work and these streams. Like, I want to start uploading videos onto my channel too as like a secondary thing, like to maybe like make like progress reports and stuff, but I just like don't have the energy because I work 40 hours a week and then I stream, so like total work hours is like 55, 60 hours a week. If you include this as work, which I don't really, it doesn't feel like work, but it is, I guess, kind of. But yeah, no, backend's really fun. I earned a sub, Jalen. Nice. I appreciate you. I need to get sub alerts in here. I don't know how to do that with YouTube, though. I am grinding, yeah. This is not my full-time job. This is my side gig. Yeah, I work in IT full-time. 9 to 5. His name's Pogo. That's an awesome dog name. That's a great dog name. Yeah, I got a dog as well. Dogs are great. So anyway. Can we get a dog cam for the stream? No, he's not allowed upstairs. It's 5 a.m. in the morning? Dang. That's early. Yeah, I guess other places in the world are different times. Like right now here it's 7:30 p.m. Yeah, I would. He's just not allowed to come upstairs, so he's got to stay downstairs. Okay, hold on. All right, so where were we? So we have our ships, and now we want to make them the right length, right? So I want to add a data attribute to these. So I want to do CSS selector data sets. Let's see. Attribute selectors. Select elements, data attributes. Here we go. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll say this dot data or dot element dot data set dot length equals ship dot length as a string. Right? And then we can target those in the CSS. So we can say ship draggable length or data length equals 1. Actually, we don't need 1. We just need 2, 3, or 4. Width is 50 pixels. 11:31 p.m. Yeah, you're in. That's like UK time, I think, right? It's not too late. I usually stay up like around midnight or so. Especially, it's also a Friday night too, so. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, see? Perfect. So now, although it's not like, oh no, it's fine. So now we've got our ships of different lengths here. They're a little bit not perfect, but we've got our lengths. We should probably group them by length like this. But I gotta figure out how to do that. I could maybe make like a grid. So let me think about that. So I have this. So what I could do is I could create an array of whatchamacallit, an array of containers, right? So we can say constant ship display container equals. So we can have 4 containers. 1 container for the 4-length ship, 1 container for the 3-length ships, 1 container for the 2-length ships, and then stack them vertically. That's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. So we'll do this. We'll say we actually probably put this into the HTML directly. I probably don't need. I'm gonna do select length ship select container. 4, maybe? And then 3, 2, 1, like this. Like this. And then we could just... What keyboard do I have? Unk. That's the first time anyone's called me Unk. I have the Newfie Kick 75. Yeah, we can all get together. I'm not that Unk, okay? I'm Generation Z. I'm not a millennial. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we need to add these to the appropriate bucket, right? Isn't Unk like the new boomer? Not really. It's like, Unk is basically anyone that's like significantly older than you are. So I guess like to someone who's like 17, I might be Unk. Yeah, okay, sure. I don't know. I was just trying to be, I don't know, make myself clear, I guess. Okay, so let's see. Might just get rid of these, and then I'll say const container equals how long have we been learning for? OG. Oh, now see you're throwing out the OG. Today's day 44. But I haven't been streaming every single day, so like 2 months, just about sneezy. But I also have a degree in computer science, but it was way more math and theory focused than actually web development. Like I didn't learn any web development at all in my degree, so I've only been learning web development like seriously for 2 months. So yeah. Okay, so let me see. So we have this, and then we need to select the nth child based on the ship length. So we need to get the const child or container num is equal to ship.length, or actually it'd be 4 minus ship.length. I don't like that this is a magic number, but I don't think I can actually... Seeing all this code scaring you? Stuns, I'm probably overcomplicating it. So don't worry about that. Did I do a lot of coding during my degree? Not really, innovation. Not really. It was a lot of math. I did a lot of like coding theory, like principles of programming languages. So like Turing machines, finite state machines, proofs up the wazang, discrete math, like complexity analysis. There was pseudocode. There was a lot of pseudocode, but not actually like coding. And then when we did do coding, it was mostly Python, and for basically just implementing DSA. And I had one course on operating systems, which was C. But I don't feel like I learned a lot from that course because it was a lot of like just follow what the textbook does. So like, oh, it was like implement, you know, what even was it? It was like learning how like processes work, right? So basically we would have to create a C project that would use the fork system call to create like a tree of processes. So like, but it wasn't very helpful. Like it was cool, but it wasn't like helpful to actually like building projects, right? Okay, so let me see. Ship length. Yeah, so that's a type, I guess. Is TypeScript introduced in full stack JavaScript? No, it isn't, Stuns. I'm just doing TypeScript because I want to. might just do a switch statement here, actually. And then I'll say is switch ship dot length case 4, case 3, case 2, case 1. Why are they all indented like this? Oops. Then we'll say draggable shipped container dot equals document dot, what do I say? Query selector, and then where is it? Ship select container, or I'll just say ship select container actually. And then it was like get the child. What's the nth child selector? Oh, it's this. Okay. Sorry, I'll catch up on chat in a second. I just want to finish this. I think that's good. And then I can break. I think this is going to yell at me because this might be null, right? Oh, let. There we go. Signed, never used. And okay. The whole Linux operating system is a tree of processes. Yeah, exactly. Innovation. What's the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript? So JavaScript is dynamically typed. So you can see here, like, here's an example stun. So you see how, like, I have this container, which is like selecting these containers here, or to be a variable that selects these elements. Which can be of type either HTML div element or null. So in TypeScript, I have to declare the types of all of the variables and objects and functions that I have, which gives you type safety. But in JavaScript, by default, there's no type annotations, which can cause a lot of weird errors, especially if your code is like spaghetti. You're self-teaching and you constantly wonder how worthwhile it would be to brush up on your math skills. You know what I honestly would think, Innovation? Like, math was really good. Like, all the discrete math that I learned was really good for my analytical problem-solving skills. But it didn't really help me, or doesn't. I don't find it's helping me much more than you'd think. Like, it's mostly for problem-solving and DSA, right? Like math does help with DSA, or if you want to like get into like low level like compilers and stuff, the math is really important. Like having the theory for like how programming languages are fundamentally structured with like as like set theory relations, stuff like that. Similar to something like C#. Yeah, exactly stuns. It's statically typed. So it basically lets JavaScript be statically typed. It's a compiler that sits on top of JavaScript. So you write in TypeScript and then it compiles into JavaScript. Yeah, DSA is worth it, I would say. Like, I know it may not seem like it, but I would say like 80 to 90% of leak code medium problems, like because I took a CS degree, I could just solve like most easy and medium problems. Just because I understand, like, how to implement breadths for search. Like, I understand the theory behind that, or like binary trees, graph theory, whether an algorithm would take exponential time versus polynomial time, stuff like that. Yo, how's it going, C or SI? Okay, so this is still giving me an error. Oh yeah, because it's never read. That's fine. So I'm just gonna do this, and then I'll do nth child 2, 3, and 4. And then I'll do this dot ship select container dot append child. Oh, no. Actually, just do this. Okay, and then these are not appended to... Oh wait, actually no, it's not this. I want the... Not ship select container, my bad. Ship select. That's what I want. Because it's the child of ship select, right? So... No, that didn't work. Why? Math could be useful because DSA is quite useful. Yeah. There's some big words there. What do you mean by big words? Like here? Yeah, DSA is useful, especially if you're implementing really complicated stuff. I did not learn Lisp. I did not know. The only thing we did in my compilers class, we did a very, very small amount of Pascal, which is like a really stupid language. I don't like it. This isn't selecting the things that should... Oh, because it's not this way. That's why. Because I need the class selector here. There we go. Okay, so it only added one thingy. Interesting. Ship select. Ship draggable. Weird. I don't know. These aren't even being added to these. Okay, so they're null. And then this is ship select. Weird. What game am I making? Battleship. Oh, I was saying a lot of CS stuff. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Stuns. Most old languages are pretty garbo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and C is still used. Like, for my operating systems class, we still use C in a command line only, like a headless Linux distribution. It was actually a Ubuntu server that was headless, and we had to run it in a VM, which was cursed. Because they didn't let us... We had to have the exact same distribution so that everything worked, like the curriculum worked. So we had to use Vim because it was headless for a text editor. So I had to write all my assignments in Vim in a virtual machine. That was a... Yeah, it was bad, though. I didn't like it. It was such a freaking pain in the ass. But... And then I had to go, like... And then I had to get the file outside of the VM and then submit it. Like, if it was, like, a C file, I had to, like... I had to have a shared file on my machine with the VM so that I could transfer files back and forth. And I had to, like, basically, like, link it to the VM. It was weird. I don't even remember how I did it. Okay, so this should work, theoretically. I don't know why this isn't working. Because I should just be able to put in a number. No? I could just do first child, maybe. First child. And then last child. Let's see if that works. No. Learning Vim motions. I didn't go that far, innovation. I learned enough, just enough Vim to be able to get by. So, which was basically just saving and quitting, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, okay, let me put it this way. Operating systems is cool, but the way that it was taught in university was, like, horrible. Like, it was not good. And our professor basically just read from the textbook, so we were all kind of, like, confused. And plus, the textbook itself was, like, 10 years old. And this distribution that we had, this Ubuntu server distribution, was from the textbook, and it was, like, from like 2015 or 2014 or something. Like, it was old. Like, it was an old distribution. I don't know why this isn't working. Ship.length should be... I don't know why. Because the container isn't the right container. First child... Const ship of this. Yeah, I don't know why this isn't working exactly. 10 years old, like the latest shit. Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. It was just, I don't know. I feel like there was some outdated stuff. I could be wrong. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it's still null here. So this selector is not working. Document.query selector ship select. And then it has children. Oh, maybe because I need to rebuild. This is my UI. There we go. Because I need to rebuild the... Oh no, that still didn't work, did it? What did I do? Ship select container. I don't understand why it's not selecting these. Nth child. The Goated OS book is from 2012. Yeah, that might have... I don't actually remember what the book was. I'd have to go back in my notes and find it. Li nth child. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is ship select dash container. Maybe it is that. Oh, there we go. So we have one in here. That's what I wanted. Two in there. They're all stacked vertically, of course. We can actually make the ship select div do be flex rows. So I'll do that right now. Then I'll do display flex, justify. Actually, let's just see what happens. Yeah, there we go. See? Perfect. That's what we wanted. Except now we want to stack them vertically. But within the ship, actually, this is what we want. The container needs to be, there we go. That's it. That's it. We want the containers to be horizontal. Okay, so we got our ships now. They're not the right size, but that's okay. So we've got like this going on. The only thing is I don't know how to find the Yeah, W. I know. We're cooking. We're cooking. It's slow going, but we're getting there. Okay. And then, so we need to make these, we need to attach like event listeners to this guy, right? Which we'll do after the break, because this session's about to end here. So I'll start another session. I'm going to go grab another glass of water and go to the washroom, and I'll be back. I promise. Just going to check. Okay, cool. All right, BRB. Alrighty. I have returned. Okay, so I'm just thinking about now when we drag these onto the board, I first of all need to make these have the right size, and I don't know how exactly I'm going to do that because so these are fixed. 400, so I'm assuming these are like 40. These cells are 40 pixels roughly, right? 37, okay, so that's kind of annoying. I wonder if I can make these a fixed size. Also, I'll leave that for when the break's done, because that would be convenient. Because I kind of want to, I'd rather fix the size of the cell rather than the board. Because then the cells are these like weird, stupidly small, like this value is not nice. So, so I can do something like, I can have like a variable called like cell size and then set it to like 40 pixels, give or take. The other thing I have to figure out is how I'm going to do the rotation, right? I guess we could just focus on getting the ship placement first, and then we'll worry about rotating it later. Because in the Battleship version, or the example project, you can drag ships like this, but then you can also click them to rotate. So that's going to be a pain. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do, how I'm going to manage that. But you know, it'll be an adventure. The other thing too is like being able to click it from anywhere and drag it from any point inside of the div. So, all right, let's get going. Okay, so draggable ship. Let me figure this out. Okay, so we got, okay, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna change the sizing of these. So I'm gonna say game cell size is 40 pixels. And then I'll get rid of these. Okay, that changed like nothing. That's good. And then now these should be 40 exactly, right? Or 38 by 38. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now we can make these the same size. Game cell size. And then we can have like RGB, so 0000 FF 70 or something. So now they're slightly transparent. Then we add a border, solid blue. Okay, there's our border. And then now we should be able to drag these guys around onto the board. Although I feel like this isn't... Oh, I need to change... Aha. I need to do this. I need to do var calc, var game cell size times 2, and then times 3, then times 4. Perfect. Nice. Now that looks right. That looks better. Cool. Okay, so those are our ships. I want to maybe align these over onto this side as well, onto the left. So I think I can do that by making the ship select div. Align, or is it justify self maybe to flex start? No? Or is it align self? There it is. Okay, so now they're over here. Maybe give it a bit of margin left. Something like this. All right, cool. Okay, so there's our ships. So then we could, you know, theoretically drag these onto our board. Maybe make these a little bit more transparent, like this. Okay, so then we need to figure out click and drag. Let's see. Click and drag. Event listener. I think it's probably going to be a combination of two. Let's see. A drag event is fired every few hundred as a text selection is being dragged by the user. Interesting. So there's an on drag. Classless.remove dragging. And then drop. Oh. This is interesting. Then there's a drop event too. Oh, I see. So we could do, there's two different ways of doing this. We can do this with mouse down, mouse move, and mouse up, which is kind of what my intuition was telling me. So we can do that. Well, I think this to me makes more sense than on drag and on click. Drag. Okay, I see. Okay, so let's do this. So we'll do private is dragging boolean is false. And then we'll say, we'll add some event listeners to this. I don't want to do this though. Drag events. Maybe I'll add them in the constructor. So I'll say this dot add event listener. Or no, document. I need to attach it to the element. So this dot element. Right. That's what I thought. Okay. So we'll do like mouse down. Sure. Mouse down. And then we'll say mouse down event or these are bad variable names. Okay. So I'll do mouse down. And then I'll do event. Wait, this should be fine, huh? Oh, this, sorry, this dot mouse down. Maybe there's no event that I need to pass in. I think that's just for buttons, maybe. So we'll say this dot is dragging false. drag, and then we'll do mouse up. And we'll do this dot element dot add event listener mouse move drag, or this dot drag. And then we'll say if actually I'll say private is clicked, or is clicked mouse down. So I'll say if this dot is mouse down true, then this dot is dragging is true. And then if not this dot is dragging. Actually, we don't need anything in the mouse up yet. We can just leave it empty. But that's where we're going to handle whether it was a click versus a click and drag. So for clicking for rotations versus click and dragging to move the element around, right? So now this should work. So we can say, we can actually just do a test. Do console.log. This dot is dragging. Drag. Otherwise clicked. Okay, that's good. So now here, so we clicked it and drag. Okay, drag, because we're keeping it within the. There we go. All right, cool. So I trust that that works. Then what I actually need to do is we need to track the. We need to move the update position of the div, right? Update position of the div. So we'll say this dot element dot. I don't know how to actually set it to the mouse position. Set element to mouse position. Yes. Ah. e.offset.x. Okay, so x and y are just like built in. Oh no, they're not. Keyboard specs. It is a Newfie Kick 75 default. Default. I haven't modded it or touched it at all. Anthony. Also, it's nice to see you again. I need to get the cursor. Okay. Not the cursor yet. Oh, I could do that. Just click. So I wonder if I can actually add the const x equals e.client. How does this? Let's move event. It's drawing though. E.offset. I feel like that's not a thing though. E implicitly has E dot what is, or is it E dot target? Let's see. There's got to be a way to get the position here. E dot offset. Maybe this would be a mouse event. Mouse move. Mouse move is a mouse event, right? Mouse event. So this would actually be a mouse event. Right? So an E dot offset X. There we go. Okay. Const mouse Y equals E dot offset Y. And we'll say this dot element dot right, the position. Okay, so we can do position equals absolute. Oh, dot style, sorry. Style dot position. This dot element dot style dot left equals mouse X pixels. And we'll do the same with the top. I wonder if this will work. I'm kind of skeptical. Give it a shot though. Cannot read properties of undefined, reading style. This dot element dot style. So it doesn't have that property. It's a div element. Interesting. Don't know why. Maybe because it's... No, that should still work. Properties of undefined, reading style. type error thing. Type script. I could do that. Okay. This dot element. Now I wonder if this element here is different from this internal one. Like if I first of all, let's just get rid of this, and we'll just console log the mouse X and mouse Y. To see what's actually being produced. Okay, so it's working. Oh wait, I actually have to set, and here I need to set this dot is dragging to false, and this dot is mouse down to false. Right, okay. Yeah, so now when I drag around in here, oh, but I only have the relative position. Okay. It's only relative to the div itself, right? So it's not the absolute X position. It's just relative to inside the div. So that's not going to work. At least we're getting something, though. Right? But I wonder then if I do a... I might need to add the event listener to the document, or at the very least the body or something like that. At least for the mouse move event, right? I think that's what I'm going to need. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it's within the container. Okay, so that's what I'm going to have to do. So I'm actually going to have to add this to the document, right? So now this should be absolute, I think. Although maybe not. Document dot add event listener mouse move dot install drag. It's only printing once? Interesting. It's only when I enter the... It's only when I enter the document. How's the doc treating me? What do you mean by the doc? Like the... The document, like the canvas? Like I don't know what you're referring to. Okay, so that's interesting. Document.add event listener. Oh, now it's working better. Okay, I see. I just finished this up. Okay, so this isn't getting set to what? Okay, so this is what I want, obviously. Okay. So that's working. And then, so this isn't getting set. So if this dot is mouse down on this dot element. So we're gonna, okay, so it's down. So is mouse down is true. And then this should set this dot is dragging to true. If we print the status of this dot is dragging undefined. What? Fuck. Oh, because maybe this is running in the document? That's why. I see. Because this is running in the document context, and then... Okay, that's why. And then I need to trigger it to run... Okay, alright, I got it. I think I understand what I need to do now. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a mouse move for the element itself. So I'll say start drag, maybe. Okay. So then we do this here. Well, that should be fine. Console.log, this is dragging. But I added that as an event listener. I don't understand. Maybe refresh the deployment. No. Undefined, yeah, okay. This dot is mouse down. This dot is dragging. This dot element dot mouse move. This dot start drag. Okay, I see. now it's working. Okay. And then we'll actually add a we need an event listener for the document too, right? Which is going to be weird. I wonder if it's almost worth implementing this with on drag and on click. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Choose an element to log the click or drag events. Oh, I see. So it's still a document level procedure. Script drag target. Draggable, clickable. Oh, and those are like properties. Interesting. Okay. So what if we just like ditch these for a sec? And then we add properties to this. So we'll say this dot element dot draggable is true, and this dot element dot clickable, or maybe that's not a thing. Is clickable not a thing? Okay, click. Maybe not. Dot clickable. JS. Maybe did it get replaced? Oh, there's a click event. Let's just set draggable to be true first. Okay, so that's easy. So then this is like kind of the behavior we want, right? Thank you, Mr. F1T. I appreciate that. I am staying hydrated. Don't worry, I got water right here. Now I just need to figure out like how I get the position of the div, right? That's the thing. To like drag these onto the board. That's the tricky part. Drag and drop JS with draggable. Drag and drop API. Okay, this is draggable, okay. Drop zone. Oh, target.add event listener. So there's a target. So for our target, we can say the game board, right? So what does the drop event do? The drop target element is target dot drag over. By default, most elements are not drop targets if you release. Any element can become a drop target by canceling the drag over event. Ah, okay. Following example shows a minimal valid drop target and also combines the code from previous examples. So basically what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to calculate where the... But see, this is like... I'm almost certain in this case it's actually... Oh no, I guess it is here as well. I don't know. I feel like the div's just following the mouse in this case, right? And then when it's over this, then... Yeah, this is not easy. This is not easy. Yeah, because when we drop it, we can't drop it in a specific position. It's just gonna add. It's just gonna add it as a child to the target div, right? It's not really what I want. What does this do? Okay, let's see. On mouse down. Div for divs, on mouse down. On mouse move. Okay, but I think this is the same as adding an event listener for that. e.target.id e.target.style.border. Ah, yeah, okay. e.clientx. Oh, that's how you get the absolute. Okay. That could be it. And then, what about this? style.left is last minimum position. D offset left. What is offset left? Is that just a built-in variable? Maybe it is. Okay, let's try this, guys. Maybe this will work. On mouse down. I feel like that's the same as adding an event listener for mouse down, this dot mouse down. Okay. E dot prevent default as a mouse event. And then we can say let, I don't know, hey man, you're from Brazil, starting to understand a few things, nice. So am I, maybe, or not. I don't know actually how to do this. Let's see. e.clientx. Okay, so let's just print that out because I'm just curious. So this should be the absolute x and y positions, right? Yeah, okay, that looks right. That looks better. Okay, that's good. And then we need to be able to drag it around. So we document dot almost move. Now I need to get the position, so obviously we need to add for the drag function, it's going to be at the document level, right? And I need to somehow get access to the div, but I don't know how to do that. Because it's in the document context, of course. So if I do this, if I do document dot add event listener, mouse move, and then this dot drag, then obviously is dragging is going to be undefined because it's on the document, not on the object itself, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. So let's see. Add extra parameters or arguments to event listener function. some input dot my param. Ah, okay, so I can say this. Okay, so what's the false do? Options. Okay, I'll just leave that blank. So I'll say some input dot out event listener. Dot current target dot my param. Show parameter. This is my parameter. Okay. Yeah, I could just do it this way for what it's worth. Sup? How's it going, Sans? This is kind of confusing. I'm trying to implement clicking and dragging functionality for this Battleship app that I'm making. So I can click and drag ships onto the board, but it's proving to be a lot more confusing than I thought. So that's, you know. Actually, you know what? Maybe this doesn't need to be... What is the client X? I guess client X is just the mouse position, right? It's the horizontal coordinate, which the event occurred. For example, clicking the left edge of the viewport will always result in a mouse event with click X value of 0. Okay. I see. Okay, so okay. So because we're always, our cursor's inside of the div when we're moving it, I think I can attach the event to the element itself, right? Is that possible? Maybe? And you need to make this a mouse event as well. You've experienced developing for around 3 years now, and I have no idea how to implement that thing. Dang, really? Oh, that actually might work. Because then I could just set the X to the... Wait, was it undefined before? Interesting. It's dragging Boolean. I wonder if I can set these in the constructor by default here. This dot is dragging false, and this dot is mouse down false. Hit yourself with stress once you make it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going for. Oh, because this is... It's not been created. True. Okay. I think I know why that was happening. Okay, so that's fine. So now we can get this, and then we can actually move our div to the client X and the client Y. Right? So we can actually say Let's say if, let's say and not BenStack is dragging. Actually, we'll do an else here. Okay, and then we need to follow the client X and client Y. So we can say that this dot element dot style dot left. This didn't work last time, but we'll see. E dot client X plus pixels, and then dot. I don't think this is going to work. We can see. Yeah, okay, so it's still undefined. Why? Cannot read properties of undefined style. This was a problem before. So I wonder if, okay. We can set the attribute here, so we can do this. Left. E dot client X pixels top E dot client Y pixels. Maybe? Ugh. Why is it undefined? Reading set attribute. But the element is. Maybe we can't access the console.log this dot element. Oh, it's undefined. Oh wait, no, because I didn't. Let me do this as well. Okay, so it's undefined. Interesting. What if we did e.target? Ah! Okay. So e.target is fine. So we'll do e.target.set attribute. Does that not work? e.target.style maybe? No. I don't know how to get the. Okay. Let's see. Get element from e.target. Using event.target to get element. Current target is the read-only property of the event. Because I want to actually get the DOM element from event.target. Right? Get the target element when an event is bubbling. Oh. Because the target only has these 3 events, which is kind of not helpful. Or these 3 methods, I should say. Not events. I don't know, man. The event.target property can be used in order to implement an event delegation. Let's see. Yeah, see? Event.target.style. You can do that here. But I don't understand why. I can't access normal attributes like for a regular DOM element off of e.target. Right? That's the confusing bit. Although I wonder if I can say let or const element equals e.target, and then I can say lm dot. I don't know. I can't. I don't know why I thought that might work. Can I actually do this as like an HTML div? No, probably not. Type null. Event target is not assignable to HTML div element. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Because I need to get access to the element itself. Which is very strange. I'm gonna give this a couple more minutes of struggling, and then I'll figure it out, or I won't figure it out, and then I'll have to revisit it tomorrow. So, you know what I mean? Get DOM element from e.target. Use closest to return the correct DOM element. Event.target. So I need to target and return the parent element, not the child element. So I found the solution using the closest method. Closest interface traverses the element and its parents, heading toward is this like, but this doesn't even because e.target is a type of event target, which I don't even think is the same. I don't even think it's compatible with it's not like a DOM element, right? If event target instance of element doesn't inherit from element. Event.target.value. Is that a thing? No. Shit. This is so annoying, guys. Oh, e.target as element? Is this a thing? Okay. Okay, wait. We might be onto something. So I cast it to HTML div element. And then I could set the style dot, or we can do the, actually I think now this will work. So we can say lm dot style dot left equals e dot client x plus pixels, and then dot top. Okay, does this work now? Okay, well we're getting something happening. Okay, so that is working. lm.style. Oh, because I need to make the position. Position needs to be absolute, right? Oh. Oh no. Why is it so laggy? Oh, what the hell? Oh no, it isn't laggy. It can only increase. Okay, we did something. What the dude, this is... Okay, alright. Well, at least we got something happening. I think now I understand why this guy had that, like, change. Yeah, so what did he do? Offset left plus e.client. So say lm.offset left plus e.client. Or actually, I should probably put this in a string here. And then put this in a... And then, was there no absolute? Okay, there was no absolute. Offset top. Okay, now it's just like not working at all. So that's okay. So we're still entering the function. That's good. Oh, where did it go? Oh, now it's just disappeared entirely. That's not good. Function on mouse move minus the last mouse position dot x. Ah, you know what? I could do that. This is my last ditch. Last x number, last y number equals 0. Set this to 0 by default. Okay, and then we say this dot last x is e dot client x. I'm just trying shit this at this point, guys. And then we do, and we update the, so we'll do e dot client x minus this dot last x plus y. This dot last x equals e dot client x. And then was this like a relative position or something? What was the position? Position is absolute. Okay. Top 0, height, widths. Okay. So position is absolute. Okay, well, we've got something here. It doesn't really work, but it's removing them somewhat. They are getting moved. Maybe like a relative? I have no idea. Oh no, that just, yeah, okay, that makes them go all the way down here. This is not what we want. Because this is on the document though, that's the thing. So I wonder actually if I make this and then e.target as HTML development. Because this wouldn't be true. Oh, I really broke it. Oh no. Okay. You know what? I think that's enough damage for today. I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, so we're getting somewhere though. Kind of. I just need to come up with a better system for dragging shit. I might honestly like code a separate project that just involves clicking and dragging objects or something, because this is like very precarious. Anyway, I know that was like a crappy stream, but doesn't matter. We got stuff done, kind of, sort of. I still think maybe the drag event might be better. So like let's just do this. Let's just do this last thing here. Drag. Where's this? Okay. Maybe not. Drag, eat up, prevent default. Oh, because it doesn't. No. Drag event. Oh, this dot drag. That's why. No. On drag. drag event. Source dot event. Add event listener. Oh, I need to add it to this dot element. Maybe. I don't know. So we set it to draggable. Add event listener drag. This dot drag. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that's not working. But anyway, I'm not gonna beat my head on the wall doing this. So, if you're still here, which I don't know how many people are here, thank you for watching. I'll be live tomorrow at around 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, so like Eastern United States, Canada, UTC -4. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, you want to follow me on my journey, I'd really appreciate a subscription, but you don't have to. And I've also got a Discord if you want to chat and share your projects or ask questions to my community. I've got a community of about 80 people of various skill sets, learning, development, whether it's web dev or back-end development, full stack, whatever. You can ask questions there, share your stuff. So there's that too, in case you're curious or want to join. But other than that, yeah, I'll leave it here, and see you tomorrow. Peace out.